Yeah.
Okay, so I require you to give me your details. If you don't, it is an arrestable offence.
Right, but am I on the highway?
Pardon?
Am I on the
You've
highway?
been driving this vehicle.
Yeah, but am I on the
You've been
highway
driving
now?
this.
Right out the gate, this officer shows she has no idea what she's walking into. She demands Brett's name for records after admitting he committed no offense, immediately revealing her fishing expedition. When he rightfully refuses, she runs his plates and broadcasts his personal information to Shell staff, a stunning data protection violation. She's not investigating a crime. She's trying to manufacture authority where none exists. This opening sets the tone. A cop who confuses curiosity with jurisdiction and treats a peaceful payment dispute like a criminal investigation. Brett's calm refusal exposes her intimidation tactics before she even understands a law she's supposed to
Did
enforce.
my colleague get your name?
Yeah, you got my first name.
Do you mind if I take your first name? Is that okay?
What's your name and number then?
My name 2928 is PC Lee.
PC Lee.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what was your name?
Well, I'm not prepared to divulge it in front of people that aren't police.
Okay. Well, I can ask that gentleman to step away if that's all right.
Yeah. Right. So what? Under what act are you asking for more details?
It's because we've been called today.
Yeah.
Okay. Anytime we get called to an incident,
Yeah.
we like to get your name.
Yeah. What section of which act are you requiring my name?
I'm not saying it's under any act. You don't have to give your name to
No, I
me
won't
today
do. I won't
because
do.
you haven't committed an offence.
No.
But it's just for our records.
Yeah.
So would you be prepared to give me your name?
No.
No? Okay, that's absolutely fine. I'm going to make a note of your car registration.
That's fine. Yeah.
Okay, is that all right?
Yeah.
So all we're doing at the minute, obviously there's been a bit of confusion over the coins.
Yeah.
Turns out that, as you said, they are legal tender. So
Yeah.
so it's now down to the petrol station whether they accept them. So your vehicle
Yep.
has come back to either a Brett Chamberlain.
You shouldn't
or
be saying this in front of the people.
They can't hear me.
Yeah, they can.
Do you want me to ask them to
Yes.
move away?
Here we witness the officer's most unprofessional moment, publicly doxing Brett by announcing his full name to everyone on the forecourt. She runs his registration, not because he committed a crime, but because he exercised his right to privacy. When Brett calls her out, she panics and tries to hide behind. They can't hear me, but he catches her red-handed. Then comes the highway trap. Brett asks four simple words. Am I on the highway? She dodges, deflects, and descends into circular logic because she knows the answer destroys her authority. She's not on solid ground. She's on private property, and the Road Traffic Act powers she claims simply don't apply here.
Divulge my personal details that you've got off the Police National Computer.
I wasn't divulging them to them.
Well, you were. You were speaking loud enough voice that they would have heard.
Well, they're not.
Right,
here
okay,
now.
go on then.
So, a Brett Chamberlain.
Right.
What was your name?
Which section, which act you requiring me to give my name?
Road Traffic Act. You're
Right.
driving a motor vehicle.
Yeah.
Okay, so I require you to give me your details. If you don't, it is an arrestable offence.
Right, but am I on the highway?
Pardon?
Am I on the
You've
highway?
been driving this vehicle.
Yeah, but am I on the
You've
highway
been driving
now?
this vehicle.
But am I on the highway now?
Can you just give me your details, please, and then we can get this sorted?
Am I on the highway?
Because so what
Yeah,
they're
but I'm
going
asking
to
a
do.
question. Am I on the highway?
You're not on a highway right now, but you
No.
have been on a highway.
Yeah, so you could have requested my details when I was on the highway, but now I'm not on the highway. You can't, can you?
I can.
You could wait until I leave, and then you could pull
under
me
the
over.
Road Traffic Act, I
Yeah,
can request your details.
yeah, only on the highway, but
Can
not.
you just give me your details, please?
This is where Brett becomes a teacher, and the officer becomes a flustered student. She insists the Road Traffic Act applies because he used the highway to get here, a laughable misinterpretation that would let police demand details from anyone parked in their own driveway. Brett's analogy exposes her ignorance completely. She has no response when he points out the absurdity of her logic. Because there isn't one. She tries to shift goalposts, but he holds firm. Either he's on the highway now, with specific powers applying, or he's on private land where she's just a civilian with a badge. Her authority evaporates with every question she can't answer, and you can see the realization dawning that she's outmatched.
But this is all about rights, okay? Now,
Yeah,
I've got a
absolutely.
right not to give you my details unless I have committed an offence. But the Road Traffic Act is referring to vehicles on the highway, not on private property. So, if you're saying that I have to give you my details under the Road Traffic Act and I'm not on a highway, then you're infringing on my rights. Do you think I should provide my details on private forecourt?
Yes, I believe you should.
Because of the Road Traffic Act?
Yeah.
Yeah, go on, why is that then?
Are you going to provide
No,
more
I'm
details?
just asking you these questions. I may well provide my details, but you have to articulate the law as to why.
Under the Road Traffic Act,
Yeah.
okay, you have used a highway to get here today, have you not?
That's not the point though, is it?
You have used a highway to get here today. Under
Yeah,
the
I
Road
have.
Traffic Act,
Yeah.
okay, I can ask you to give your details.
So in other words, you could knock on my front door, my car's on my drive, and you could say, under the Road Traffic Act, I want
I'm
your
not saying
details,
that, but
and you
wouldn't
must
be
have been on the
you wouldn't be
highway
on
in your
You
car.
wouldn't be in your vehicle, would
Doesn't
you?
make sense.
You wouldn't be sat in your vehicle.
Doesn't matter though, does it?
The officer's incompetence goes from bad to humiliating when Brett asks which specific section of the Road Traffic Act she's using. Her colleague jumps in with Section 163, but Brett immediately dismantles it. That section only covers stopping vehicles, not demanding licenses. He forces her to admit she doesn't actually know the law she's enforcing. When she finally stumbles onto Section 164, Brett's sarcastic very good is the verbal equivalent of a tap-out. This exchange proves she hasn't been trained properly on the most basic legislation she uses daily. Brett didn't need to shout or argue. He simply asked for the legal basis of her demand and watched her entire authority collapse under the weight of her own ignorance.
You know what, I'll give you a bit of a break, right? So I reckon if I was parked in the car park, yeah, then I wouldn't have to provide my details. But because there's a way in and a way out, that means in law, in case law, it's an extension of the highway.
Okay.
And on that basis, I'll provide my details.
Would you like to give me your date of birth?
I can give you my driving licence because first of all, which section, which act?
Would you like to give me your driving licence?
No, which section, which
Under
act?
the Road Traffic Act.
Yeah, what section?
I'm asking you for your driving licence.
Yeah, which section, which
Can you just
act?
give me your driving licence?
You don't know it, do you?
There you go, 163.
That requires me to stop. If a police officer asks me to stop, but which...
And to give your details, sir.
No, that's another act. Go on, which sections...
I'd have to check, sir.
Do you want me to tell you? 164.
164.
That's it, very good.
There we go.
Right.
Now the mask completely falls off. This officer stops being a neutral arbiter and becomes Shell's personal debt collector. Despite knowing this is a civil payment dispute, she repeatedly pressures Brett to take his money back, warning he'll be out of pocket, as if her personal opinion carries legal weight. She advocates for the corporation, not the law, telling him what she thinks he should do instead of explaining his rights. This is a catastrophic breach of police impartiality. She's not upholding legislation. She's managing Shell's inconvenience. A competent cop would have said, "This is civil. I'm leaving." Instead, she picks a side and pushes corporate convenience over citizen rights, revealing exactly whose interests she's actually serving.
They're trying to give you your money back.
It's not my money, it's their money.
They're
It's
not
my
accepting your
payment.
money. Pardon?
It's my payment.
They're not accepting it as payment. Are you accepting them giving your money back?
No.
Okay, well they're not accepting your payment then. So
Okay, yeah.
You're still going to be... Wait for that to go past. You're still going to be charged for the payment
Yep.
at a later date. Okay, they've got your car registration.
Yep.
They're going to forward it on to that. They can get your details from your car registration.
Yep.
They're going to forward that onto their head office, and
Yep.
you will be chased for payment later on. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, whatever, yeah. I
Are
don't...
you going to accept your money back?
It's not my money, it's their money. It's also the Queen's money, actually.
Are you going to accept the Queen's money back?
No.
What do you want them to do with it then?
Put it in the till and accept payment.
Well, that's not going to be accepted as payment, so I think you may as well just take it back.
Yeah.
Because what's that?
I'm not taking it back.
£200? More than that?
240...
Pardon?
£248.83.
Yeah, I think you may as well take that back.
No, I
You're
don't
going to be
think
out
so.
of pocket otherwise.
I'm not going to be out of pocket.
Pardon?
I won't be out of pocket. I've paid for my fuel with cash, with legal tender.
The genius. Leaving the coin protects everyone legally if Shell later gets proper advice. But then he drops a bombshell. Her body cam footage is likely inadmissible. College of Policing requires officers to notify recording subjects immediately, which she never did. When Brett calls her out, she stammers, "What policy is that?" Exposing another gap in her training. His loads of people on YouTube will get back to you is brutal because it's true. This moment shows Brett isn't just right about payment law. He understands police procedure better than the officer. She violated protocol from the very start, meaning everything recorded is legally tainted. It's the final nail in her credibility cop.
Doing is
Yeah.
advising you, okay?
Yeah.
Like I say, this is a civil matter.
Yeah.
I can just give you advice to take the money back.
Right.
If you don't want to, Fair enough, but just to let you know, they're going to raise it with their head office,
Yeah.
and their head office will be in touch, okay?
Yeah, okay then.
Is that okay?
Yep.
Have you got any further questions or not?
No.
They would like your details. Are
yeah.
you willing to give them your details?
No, they're private.
Pardon?
They're private.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, they've got my registration number, haven't they?
They've got your registration, but it's just whether you wanted to comply with them and give them your details, okay? I'll
Yeah.
let them know that you're not giving them your details,
Yeah.
and what would you like them to do with the money?
Well, it's up to them to do what they want with it. Obviously, it's payment, so
Well, they're not accepting it as payment, okay?
yeah. But obviously, they may well get legal advice, and the legal advice might tell them that that they need to accept it, and therefore, if they've given me the money back,
They may
then
well
they've
do.
got no way to recover the money, then, have they? Because
They
they've.
will do. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure that if they did give it back, there would be no recourse in law to recover the funds later on. So I'm doing them a favour by saying, look, you hang on to it, it's payment for my fuel, I'm not a fuel thief.
Ends is perfectly calm, in control, and victorious. He simply says he's leaving because he's already won. The narrator delivers a knockout. Shell never contacted Brett again, proving they accepted the payment after legal review. This wasn't just a win. It was a complete institutional surrender. The office's behavior becomes a national case study in what happens when authority replaces understanding, misquoting law, doxing citizens, taking corporate sides, and violating her own recording policies. Brett proved that knowing your rights isn't about being difficult. It's about being informed. One man's peaceful resistance exposed an entire system of poorly trained enforcement, and the silence from Shell headquarters is the loudest admission of defeat you'll ever hear.
They then pursue a civil matter and it comes back that it doesn't go in your favour,
Yeah.
then you're going to be out of pocket. That's all I'm thinking. If you still have to pay for the fuel again,
So how am I going to be out of pocket? Because what would have happened to the money that I've given them?
pardon?
I've given them the money, haven't I? So how can I be out of pocket?
Okay, so you're not accepting the money, no?
No.
Okay.
Have you got your body worn camera on?
Yeah, there.
Oh, so you didn't tell me about that either, did you?
Is there?
Yeah,
See
but
it?
no. In the policy, it says that you need to advise somebody. In fact, everything that's happened up until this point
You
is not admissible in court because you didn't.
Pardon? I can't hear you.
I said
can't hear you.
everything that's happened on that camera is not admissible in court because you failed to advise me that you were recording. In the policy, your policy.
Section is that? What policy is that?
I'll get back to you on that.
Okay,
I'll tell you what,
that's
loads of
fine.
people on YouTube will get back to you on that. So if you just look up this video,
That's fine.
they'll explain the police's own.
That's perfect. I don't tend to watch police videos on YouTube.
No, you obviously
I've got
didn't
that.
listen either when you were being instructed that you need to advise members of the public at the earliest opportunity that you're video recording them for evidence.
Like I say, what part of policy is that?